All right. Hello and welcome back to the St. Louis Arts Chamber of Commerce's virtual Holiday Art Expo. We are so excited to have another live artist talk. That's the fun element of the interactivity that we're bringing to the Art Expo, in addition to the wonderful artists that we have in all of the virtual booths selling their wonderful wares. We heard from someone earlier about their art, but we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about not art that you make physically to hand over to someone, but art that you experience and watch. So we are so excited to have our first artist talk with a dance, a performing artist. So we're so excited to chat a little bit about dance and live art and all of those fun things. So I don't like to introduce people because I feel like hearing from them and their words is so much more impactful. So Carmen, who are you with and what do you do?
How are you? And thank you so much for just having this wonderful event. I'm super excited to be here. I am the owner and founder and artistic director of Almas Del Ritmo Dance Company, which is a Latin dance company here in St. Louis. Really one of the longest running dance companies. So it's not a ballroom. A lot of people, when they think of Latin dancing, they're thinking more ballroom, but we actually teach, or I actually teach, the dances that you would see in the native country. So if you would go to Puerto Rico, if you would go to Cuba, if you go to those, you will see those actual styles, which does have quite a bit of technique in the dance itself. So yeah.
That's so exciting. I muted myself so I could give the floor to you. No, that's so exciting. So tell us a little bit more about the art, these individual dances that are from these different countries. How did you come across them and what made you want to bring them to St. Louis?
Yeah, well, salsa and bachata, it's been around forever. I think, it's commercialized a little bit, so people are starting to feel the flavors of it. But these are dances that have been around forever. And the main root of the dance is son, which is Afro-Cuban. So there's an African root to salsa and to the music. And so one of my main purposes of bringing the dance so heavily here in the region is because I wanted to share that knowledge about the roots of salsa, the roots of merengue and cha-cha-cha. And that was really important. Salsa was really kind of introduced here at a place called Club Viva, which is in the Central West End. I think a lot of people may know Viva, but that is where it really, it started. People were starting to see the dance itself and see what it looked like. I started dancing there a little bit, like maybe a year or two after it opened, and wanted to dig in more about the history. I love history and I love to know where things come from. So I dug a little bit more into it. I do have a minor in dance, yeah, so the history behind it was important to me. And so from there, I really went to go get trained in these dances from New York and LA, and wanted to really hone in and bring it here to St. Louis so that people can learn the history and the culture and the education and the technique behind some of the dances.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yes, I know Club Viva. I'm not very, everybody in St. Louis knows that. Been there at least once. No, that's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the name of the company. And I'm so glad you said it because I definitely would have not given it the it's beautiful. So tell me about the name and like how you came to that name for the company.
Yes, Almas Del Ritmo means rhythm soul. So, it just, the music, it does something to everyone. Music in general does something to everyone, from little bitty babies to our seasoned adults. It does something to everyone. But that's where I came with the name, because it connects us so much, and the rhythms of the drums and the timbales and congas, that is just the almost like the rhythm of life, the heartbeat of life. So I came up with the name. I've had Almas Del Ritmo for going on about 13 years now. So it's been we've been around for a while, and just really done a lot of work with teaching classes to doing performances. We bring on a huge dance, actually a congress, a convention here to St. Louis, which we couldn't do it this year, of course, but this year would have been the 11th year to bring dancers from Italy, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and they put on a phenomenal show.
That's amazing. So tell me a little bit about the different programs that you offer. So I'm presuming that like I could go to a concert that you guys put, or a performance that you guys put on, but like, could you teach me how to Latin dance? Like,
absolutely.
I mean, me probably not, because there's no rhythm whatsoever here, but like, tell me about the different programs that you do.
Yeah, so we teach salsa, which salsa is where a lot of people think salsa is originated from. It's originated from New York City. But where the flavor, where the movement and the music and dance comes from Cuba, comes from Puerto Rico, comes from all these places, but they all tied together in New York City. So the term came from up there. So we do teach that. So you would learn salsa, you would learn partner work, which is partnering with someone. You will learn isolation movements, which is how to move your hips, how to move your shoulders, how to move your rib cage. So you'll learn how to do that. And then footwork. Footwork really plays off the timing of the music. So you learn the footwork in that too as well. So you learn that. And then we also teach bachata. And so bachata is a dance from the Dominican Republic. So we'll learn the basic steps of bachata, learn musicality skills, what sounds to listen for, also footwork. So you'll kind of know when the beat changes, how to match your footwork to the rhythms of that. And then the partner work as well too. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Lady styling, which adds all the hand movements and head whips and shoulder rolls that a lot of ladies like to do. So you'll learn those as well.
That's amazing. Do you have a studio? I know obviously 2020 has been so weird. Like where's your studio and how have you guys adapted into 2020?
Absolutely. Like you said, it's been rough on very many people. The interesting thing in particularly about Latin dancing or in general is because it's a partner dance, it's hard to be socially distant. And some of the other dances like ballet or hip hop, you really can space out people and there's more room to kind of, have maybe a couple people in the classrooms or whatnot. But that has been difficult for the Latin dance scene and the partner work that a lot of studios who are doing ballroom or just Latin dances such as myself. But we have been able to still stay connected with our students through virtual classes. And it had its challenges. I'm quite sure a lot of dance instructors and students and classes and schools have had those challenges. But after a while, you start to smooth them out and work through them. So yeah, it's been a ride.
I think we've all kind of learned how to do things in a slightly different way that we didn't really think we could do before. And I think some people have found a new way of doing something. I think the really cool thing about this art expo is it's virtual. So we have artists from across the country. I think we have someone from Alaska even that's participating. So
awesome.
Wouldn't participate necessarily you would have to fly here and it's, a lot more logistics. So to actually have the opportunity to showcase artists from everywhere, it's kind of a neat thing to be able to learn about more than just what's, within driving distance of us. But for us in the performance, I have a theater background. So like this whole idea of how you do this type of, like, not a physical, like selling something, how do you do performances? Is really like, it is a head scratcher, but I think some people we're all creative people, right? And so we've been able to flex those muscles a little bit.
I think that's what's been the best part about this experience in time is that it has caused us artists to push the envelope and being creative and how we still present and express our art.
Yeah.
So if anything that I'm thankful of, that has been it.
Mm.
I believe it helped also many of us that are teaching artists how to perfect our craft in teaching.
Yeah.
That has been a great the highlights of COVID right now is that artists have been able to just elevate their awareness of their craft and you know, work around challenges and do things that we may not never thought that we would have done, or you know, hey, wow, I didn't realize that I could do this. So it's been a challenging time, but yet it's been kind of rewarding in some way.
Yeah. Did you find that teaching over Zoom when you couldn't, I presume like teaching dance, like in the dance classes that I've been in, you very much like, no, you need to do it this way or put your hips this way. You can't go put hands on people, right? You can't like get near that social distance thing. So that has probably changed the way you taught a little bit, right?
Yes, and then also in how you present it or explain
Mm.
it to people. You know, one of the things, especially like working with some of the partner classes, those who had people together, it really had to be a slow step-by-step process so that you can get people to picture what you're doing, especially if it's just me as an instructor teaching it and there's two people on the other end. So you really had to just take your time and just explain every move that you did, and then give maybe analogies or give maybe a picture of something so that they can understand exactly how you want them to move. And yeah, so it's been interesting.
That's interesting. Well, I wanted to shift a little bit more, like less COVID, because I know we've always, everyone's been talking about COVID forever. But I want to know, where do you find inspiration for those dances that you're going to teach in your partner class, or that your group is going to put out in a performance? Like, where do you personally, and I guess company wide, like, where do you find inspiration?
You know, I find inspiration from everyday life.
Mm.
When we talk about in general just the culture of this dance and the nature of this dance, you think about the people that walk and live it every day. When I try to teach the class, I let people know that, you know, hey, I know, you know, you just came from Club Viva and you learned these fun steps, and now you come to the dance class and you want to learn, but you have to remember that this is a culture, way of life. It's not just something fun to go do on a Saturday night. And so the inspiration comes from the people that live the dance every day, or experiences that come through every day during the walks of life. And I'll see somebody, or I'll see a kid do a little move, or I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna fit really good in a routine.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's amazing. Do you have a famous or a favorite piece that you've created? Like one that you look back and you're like, yeah, like that's the one that, I don't know, like I have performances that I've done that I'm like, yes, that was it. Like, do you pieces like that?
There are several pieces, to be quite honest. There's one that is a cha-cha and a hip hop fusion. So
Ooh.
I did a cha-cha-cha, lined the music up to a hip hop or Notorious B.I.G. So I hooked both of those songs together. I think it was a song called Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G. So I linked those songs together, and that was actually one of the most difficult pieces that I've ever put together, because the styles in those music are so different and so contrast. When we look at dancing to hip hop, the hip hop, you're mostly dancing to the rhythm of the singer or the rapper, rhythmically moving to what he is saying. Whereas in salsa music, or cha-cha-cha, we're dancing strictly to the music.
Right.
So combining both of those pieces together was very different to listen to the ear, for the ear of the music, and try to pull that together. So tops, that's been my favorite. The other piece I did was kind of controversial, in the sense that I try to always use my art as activism. So it's kind of artivism.
Yeah.
And it dealt with, I think it was a Conway, mixed with a Kanye West song. And it really dealt with slavery and some things that we were going on. And at the end of that, I actually did kneel down because it represents what Colin Kaepernick was really fighting for, was just equal opportunity, equal rights. So yeah, those are my two favorite pieces that I've done.
Oh, that's amazing. And even just in the two of them just shows, I think, the versatility of what you're doing, but also bringing popular culture into whatever the art is and the fusion of it and creating something new. I think that's amazing. Do you have any sense of, I know back to 2020, do you have any sense of like when you're going to be able to present something like in person again? Are you still like focusing on virtual stuff for the time being?
Yes, we're in the planning stages now of pulling of what next year looks like. We're hoping that in April that we'll be able to have classes up and running, but you know, everything is a moving target kind of right now.
It very much is. I'm in hospitality in addition, so like this idea of,
oh my gosh,
what are we gonna do? That's so cool. I don't know. It just sounds like an amazing. I can't wait to see stuff live. Obviously, virtual is great. We encourage that, but yeah, that sounds like an amazing thing that our more community needs to see.
Yeah, cool. And then we are in the works of planning for the St. Louis International Salsa Congress. That's the big event that I was sharing with you about. Cool. This will be the 11th year coming around, and it's in October. Okay. But we are hoping to be able to do that event again.
Yeah, no, we definitely want to obviously keep in touch. And now that we're kind of like building our little community of art expo people, we're going to be like, hey, let's make sure we bring it in. I have a question in the chat. I guess you probably see it. Where can we go see your videos right now? Do we have any videos online? I don't know if we have any in our event website, but like, where can we send people if they're like, hey, I want to see some of these performances, or I want to take a class?
Yes, absolutely. If they would like to take a class, they can go to www.adrdancestl.com.
Okay.
So there's a way to learn about the classes there. And then you can look at Almas Del Ritmo on YouTube.
Okay.
St. Louis. And there should be several different of our performances that are up there that way.
No, very cool. We'll have to make sure we link out to those because I think some of these pieces just sound fascinating. I'm really excited. Okay, so I have one other question, then we might have to wrap up. But like, let's see what I want to say. What do you wish? So you're a business owner as well as an artist, right? So yes. What do you wish people knew about the business of your art?
Oh wow. It's a lot of strategic movement, especially in St. Louis. It was really difficult to get those to understand what it is, and that is, it was something that St. Louis needed culturally wise, and so getting funding and getting partners were very hard to relate for a very long time, and so. I wish, and I believe that this is happening, that culturally wise, we're opening up a little bit and becoming a little bit more connecting. So that would be the biggest thing that I wish more so then, but hopefully now we can connect a little bit better.
I love that. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's the point of the chamber, right? We want to be a place for artists, but we also look at artists of all kinds as business owners. And I think sometimes people forget about that. We want to give you the same kind of support that the rest of the chambers give, the non-artist people, because, as we like to say, more is spent on art in this community than all the sports teams combined, as much as we love them. So it's important. My other team member was reminding me, I didn't want to speak out of turn. We actually have one of your salsa dance lessons scheduled for tomorrow at 12:30. So if people want to go learn a little bit of salsa, they can go check it out. So that should be super fun. I don't know.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome. Cool. We had a little bit of a hiccup. Awesome. Well, Carmen, what did we not talk about that you really want to make sure gets out there into the world?
I that we're here, you know. I don't think people know that this exists.
Mhm.
It's not just to go dancing on a Saturday night. That there is actually dance classes and professional salsa and bachata instructors and performances that is out there and that's been out there for over 20 years. So we're here.
You're here. That's awesome. Well, we're really excited. I was excited to learn about that. I don't know if you can take me on because, oh Lord, like I said, no rhythm. But we
I
may
got you.
try at 12:30. Maybe I'll do it in the privacy of my own home, and then we'll see how that goes. But Carmen, thank you so much for chatting with us. I appreciate you, and everybody else. Make sure that for those who are joining us live or checking in on the replay, don't forget to go check out their booth, go check out their lessons, and we hope to see you around whenever that is. But
Yes, and I am available. My hours are available, so if anyone's here, they can see me in about I guess half hour or so. So thank you
well,
for
we
the
appreciate
opportunity.
it. Thank you so much. All right, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye bye.
Bye.